So make sure you have your bolster, a blanket, couple of blocks. Oh, hi, Sandy. Hi, Danielle.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. All right. And everybody is ready to go. Okay, so we're just going to start in a comfortable position. You can start either on your back or in Supta Baddha Konasana. Or child's pose. Sorry, on your back is Supta Baddha Konasana or child's pose. Just start to notice your body on the mat for now. Just notice how it feels, how the mat feels against your spine. All the points of contact between you and your mat. Notice your breath. Start to direct the breath into the diaphragm, so we're breathing through the belly for the whole class. And practice full deep breaths. If you're on your back, you can put your hands on your belly if you'd like. And just notice the way your belly expands and contracts under your hands. And go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. So bend the knees, hug them into the chest to start. Give yourself a little rock, maybe side to side. You can also start to make some circles, and you don't have to use your hands on the knees. You can just let the legs move on their own. That way you will start to engage the lower abdominals as well. So the inhale is as the thigh bones move away from you, and the exhale is as you bring the knees in towards the chest. And see if you can synchronize your breath with your movement. Just try. You might have to slow down a little bit. And at any point you can pause and then change direction. So if you're still in the middle of an exhale, take your time get to the exhale, go ahead and pause, and then go ahead and change direction at your own pace. Just notice how this feels. It's really easy to get distracted and the mind to start drifting, but just keep your focus on your physical body. Notice how this is feeling on your low back right now. For some of you, it might even feel like a little low back massage. And then come back to center. We're going to pause. Bring your feet to the mat. And then take your block, so sorry. Take a block, put it between the fleshy part of your thighs. You can hold it horizontally. And bring the feet close. And your arms are by your sides. Before we press up, I want you to squeeze the block with your legs and squeeze the glutes a little bit while also pressing the spine against the mat. And that's going to engage your lower abdominals. On the inhale, press the hips up towards the ceiling. Take the arms up and overhead as well. And when you're ready to exhale, go ahead and do everything in reverse, uncurling the spine slowly, one vertebrae at a time. On your next inhale, come up again, creating your own pace, using the breath. Just as long as you're synchronizing your own breath with your own movement. Some days we move really slow, some days we move a little faster. So just honor your body and where you are today. Notice how this feels. Keep going at your own pace. And then after this one, we're going to add 2 more. Again, take your time at your pace. When you've finished with the 2, you're going to take your block, place it underneath your hips or your sacrum. Let your pelvis just rest on the block. Make sure it's nice and comfortable. And then we're going to take the left leg straight. You can let your heel rest on the mat and bring the right knee in towards the chest. You can clasp your hands around the shin if you'd like, and just gently pull the knee in gently and breathe through your belly. Notice where you're feeling this. And if it's too intense, you can let the right leg move away from you a little bit. If you'd like a deeper stretch, of course, you can pull the knee in a little more snugly. On your exhale, release the right leg, bring your foot to the mat. Bring the left foot to the mat as well. And then straighten the right leg. Bring the left knee in. You can clasp hands around the shin again on this side. Pause here, breathe, and just notice what you're feeling. Gently release the left foot, bring both feet to the mat. Move the block over to the side. Hug your knees in one more time. We're gonna rock back and forth this time. If this doesn't feel comfortable, you can roll over onto your side and come up to sitting. Otherwise, we'll rock up to sitting. Then cross your legs and keep going all the way to hands and knees. And we're going to do some cat-cow, but we're going to start in child's pose. So bring your forehead to the mat. On your inhale, press up, make your way into cow pose. Lifting the gaze, lifting the chest, dropping the belly. On your exhale, round your back, chin to chest. Maybe shake the head a little yes or no before pressing back into child's pose. On the next inhale, come up again. So we're going to go back and forth again, just like we did before, and you're going to create your own pace. Now you can close your eyes in cat-cow. It's pretty safe. You're not going to go anywhere. Just nice full deep breaths. And every time you round your back, take advantage of that position and let go of the head and the neck. Maybe do a little shake, a little yes or no. See if you can let go of any tension in the neck. Try to maintain those full deep breaths through the belly. Don't worry about your pace. And just like we did before, wherever you're at in your sequence, we're going to add two more. And when you finish with the two, you're going to make your way back into tabletop with a neutral spine. And don't worry if you're not there yet, I'll wait for you. And if you're a little ahead or a little behind, doesn't matter, we're all going to end up in the same place. From your tabletop, take the right leg back, come to the ball of your foot and press the heel back. Breathe through the belly. You can press and hold if that feels okay. You can also press and release, and almost like a pulsating. So it's up to you. It depends on how it feels in your body. And then we'll take the right leg behind the left, rest on the outer edge of your foot, and let your upper body curve around so you can look over the left shoulder. On your next exhale, release and come back to starting. On the inhale, take the left leg back this time. And once again, on the ball of the foot, pressing the heel back, breathe through the belly. Notice if one side feels different than the other. Just get some information about what's going on in your body today. And this time we'll take the left behind the right. Again, outer edge, curve around, look over the right shoulder, breathe. Notice whatever you notice, notice. And on the next exhale, once again, release, come back to starting. This time we're going to inhale, take the right leg back and up. Flex your foot, engage the whole core. So you're engaging the leg, the glutes, the abdominals, and then the left arm as well. So you're going to reach forward with the arm, reach back with the leg, engage the core, and full deep breaths through the belly. Just do your best. On your exhale, release. Come back to starting. And on the next inhale, we'll take the left leg up. Do the same on the other side. Even out your hips, engage the leg, the glutes, the core, as well as the right arm. Pause here and breathe. Maybe even find a drishti point where you can focus your gaze. So it can be anything. It can be something just in your in your path of vision. It could be a spot on the floor, a shoe, a block, anything at all. Once again, on the exhale, release. Take the knees a little wider and the toes together now. Press back into active child's pose. So you're going to have the arms out front, fingers are spread wide. Lower your forehead to the mat. Let your chest melt down a little bit and then press the hips back. So you're going to press the hands into the mat as you press the hips back just to get more length in the spine. On your next inhale, look up a little bit and walk your hands over to the right. Lower the forehead again. And then this time you can press the left hip back. If you want more intensity, you can also press the left hand into the mat or the floor. And on your next inhale, come up again. Walk your arms through center, this time over to the left. Lower the forehead again and breathe. Same on this side. If you want more intensity, press your right hand into the mat or the floor and press the right hip back. On your next inhale, come up again, make your way back to center. Bring your knees back to hips width apart. Come back to tabletop. We've got just one more here. We're going to inhale the right arm up towards the ceiling. And then exhale and take the right arm under the left, threading the needle, and then come to rest on the head and shoulder. Now in this pose, you have so many options for the left hand. You can just leave it where it is and let it rest. You can also press it into the mat or walk it forward alongside your ear. Also raise it up towards the ceiling or even wrap it behind your waist. So a lot of different options. Just pick the one that feels right for you. We're keeping the hips above the knees here. Now to come out from here, we'll bring the left hand back to the mat next to your face. And then just to come up and around. And then we're going to take the other side up. So we'll inhale the left arm up. Exhale under the right this time. Same on the other side. Come to rest and choose whichever option you'd like for the right arm. And it can be different on this side. And we're going to make our way out from here too. Bring your right hand to the mat, press to come up and around. And then come forward onto your forearms and take the legs back. So now we're on our bellies. So we're going to be in Sphinx pose for a moment. Take the legs a little wider. Keep the elbows right under the shoulders. We're going to press the arms and legs down into the mat. And we're also, there's three different sensations here. So we're pressing down. We're also pulling on the mat with the arms. So they're down and then pulling against them. So it's almost like we're trying to pull our chest between the arms and then also lifting the crown of the head. So the chest moves forward and up while the arms and legs are pressing down. Pause here, breathe. It's a bit of a back bend here, but it targets the upper back, which is really hard to get to for a back bend. And from here, start to release. Bring your right hand, arm in front, can reach back, take the left foot or ankle. If you want, you can rest your forehead on your forearm. And we're going to take a stretch for the quads. Now you don't have to push or force, only go as far as is comfortable and it feels good. Remember the full deep breaths through the belly. And then go ahead and release the left. We're going to reach back with the right arm this time. So bring your left arm in front. Take the right foot or ankle, gently pull the foot in towards your hip. Take a quad stretch on the other side. On the next exhale, go ahead and release. And from here, bring your hands underneath the heads of the shoulders. The legs are going to stay a little wider again. And then slide your hands back. So it creates this sensation of the elbows are moving back and down and the shoulder blades are moving back and down. So you're sliding the hands back till they're about mid-rib. And then keep the elbows back and down. So there's quite a bit of work here already. And then lower your forehead. On your next inhale, we're going to take the upper body up off the mat. Your hands can stay on the mat if you'd like, but if you can, take the hands up off the mat. We're still squeezing the elbows toward each other, so the shoulder blades are back and down. The chin is tucked slightly, so we're keeping the neck long. Legs are still pressing down. And then on the exhale, release. Bring your forehead back to the mat. Take a full deep breath here and a full exhale. And on the following inhale, come up again. So you're taking up the chest, the hands, the head. You're keeping the neck long by tucking your chin, breathing through your belly. And on the next exhale, release again. Another full deep breath. And then one more inhale and come up again. Upper body lifts. And you can definitely feel all the muscles in your back working. So we're getting stronger and stronger every week, every time we do these particular back strengthening poses. This is really your rector spinae muscles. Next exhale, release. Full inhale and exhale. Now for the next one, you're going to take your hands behind your back, clasp the hands, and on the inhale, you're going to lift up. You're going to take the arms up, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Actually, keep the chin tucked. You can still look forward. And if it's okay with you, you can take the legs up as well. If that bothers your back at all, go ahead and lower the legs. Otherwise, hold here and breathe. On your next exhale, slowly start to come back down to the mat. You can bring your hands to the low back, release them by your sides, turn your head to one side, take a little rest. Bend your knees and let your knees rock from side to side. And go ahead and come back to center. Release the legs, and then press your arms into the mat and press back up. I'm going to do a couple of restorative poses for the spine. I forgot to grab my bolster. So get your bolster ready. Now, one option we have whenever we use the bolster in restorative poses, especially the ones we're going to do now, you have the option to leave the bolster as is. So for this pose, this is going to be a supported twist. This is what it's going to look like before we get into it, and you're going to turn and lay down. Now, if you like, you can put a block under the bolster to give it a little height, because for some people, they like to have that angle. So this is optional. However you set it up is up to you. But you're going to sit next to the bolster, slide off of your hips, and then turn towards the bolster. This is your twist, and then come to lay down. Now, where your neck is up to you. So you can keep the neck on the same side as the legs if you'd like. You can also look forward, maybe put your arm on the bolster and rest your forehead on your forearm. If you want a deeper twist, you can turn your head in the opposite direction. So just use your judgment, whatever feels right for you, whatever's comfortable for you. You can also switch midway through because we are going to be here for a few minutes. So take your time in deciding what's working for you today. So very slowly, we're going to start to make our way up from one side and on to the other side. And for most of us, that means just turning your body around. If you want to move the bolster, that's up to you. Otherwise, it's probably easier to just turn your body in the other direction and do the same thing on the other side that we did on the first side. And if you're not totally sure what we did, you're going to sit next to the bolster with about 6 inches in between. I'm sitting on the heels and then slide off the heels. Turn your whole upper body towards the bolster and then come to rest. Slowly, we'll start to make our way back up again from the other side. We're going to take the bolster and place it horizontally on the mat. And from here, you're actually going to sit on the bolster so that your hips are going to be elevated. And then there's a couple steps to this. Have a blanket handy, by the way, before you come to lay down. I personally like to fold the blanket from its pre-folded position. You can fold it like into thirds maybe, or just roll it. And you're going to put it in the crease where your legs meet the hips so that when you come to lay back, the hips are up on the bolster. You can elevate the legs. And the blanket in the crease is going to let your legs float up and hold them up for you. So we can have a little bit of inversion time. And feel free to make any adjustments you need. This pose might take a minute or two to get comfortable. You might have to find the right placement for that blanket, but then once it's in place, you'll find it's pretty easy for the legs to just float up. Now from here, you're going to stay where you are, and you're just going to bend your knees and let your feet come to the floor in front of you. And this is supported bridge. It's a very easy transition. You can leave the blanket in your lap, or you can maybe place the blanket under your head. It's totally up to you. Now, in your supported bridge, you can keep your feet on the floor with the knees bent. But there is another option if you want to try, is to start to straighten the legs. It will intensify the stretch in the front of the hips a little bit. So if you try it and you decide that it doesn't feel great, you can just bend the knees again. but you might like how this feels too. So maybe give it a try. We're going to start to make our way out from here. And one of the easy ways might be to just slide the body backwards until you're off of the bolster and then move the bolster out of the way. Or you can maybe roll over to one side. We're going to do one more before Shavasana. I'm going to take the blanket and you're going to fold one end a couple of ways, maybe twice, so that there's a band, maybe 3 to 4 inches wide, that's going to be behind the shoulder blades. But you want to leave some of the blanket to rest your head as well. Because sometimes if the shoulder blades are too high, it might be unsupportive for the neck. So if you leave some blanket for the head, that will have a little less stress on your neck. And then when you come to lay on that elevated part, if you want, you can also have your legs over the bolster here. But this band that's folded is gonna be right under the shoulder blades, and you'll feel your chest lifting here. And then you'll also have space for the arms to be up overhead, like in a cactus position. We'll give that a try. See if you need help getting comfortable, let me know. I'll come and help you. We're just gonna be here for a couple of minutes and we'll move everything out of the way for Shavasana. But also, I don't know, if you really like this and you want to stay here in Shavasana, that's okay too. What I'll do is give you a heads up when it's a good idea to get off of the blanket. And if you decide that you want to stay where you are, you can. If you'd like to remove the supports underneath your shoulders for Shavasana, feel free to do that now. But you're also welcome to stay if this feels really good. Slowly, we'll start to bring awareness back into the room and back into your body. For now, just maybe wiggle fingers and toes or take a full deep breath. Whenever you're ready, you can bend your knees and roll over to one side. Maybe push the bolster out of the way. And slowly start to make your way back up to sitting. Use your free hand, just press into the floor. Be gentle with yourself. We'll close practice with hands in front of the heart. Thank you so much for coming to practice tonight. May you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be free from suffering. Namaste.